Okay, so after all my carburetor cleanings over the years, I finally bit the bullet and bought an ultrasonic cleaner. Now this is one, the central machinery from Harbor Freight. And you can see I'm already prepping it. Here's the lid. I barely have room on my bench. I've got so many projects going on. Right in the middle of this one, but I'll be covering that later. That's pieces of the mill. But anyway, back to what I'm doing. I have a couple of carburetors that came off of a couple of Yamaha ATVs, and this one was pretty bad. This one I cleaned up actually twice. You know, soaked it, let it clean, not on the ultrasonic, but just by hand. And when I put it back on one of the ATVs, it still acted like it was clogged, right? So I bit the bullet and went ahead and got the ultrasonic cleaner, and I'm gonna clean both of these. I'm gonna start off with the one that I'd already cleaned before and see the difference, and then I'll tackle this one, which was pretty heavily everything was stuck. I mean, and this one I might have to get a rebuild kit and after cleaning it, but we'll see. So what I'm using, I know a lot of these parts are aluminum, so you have to be careful on what solution you use. Some of them will not do well with aluminum, it'll discolor it, and so I'm going to try this stuff. It's WD-40 cleaner and degreaser, biodegradable, all that good stuff, and I got it specifically because it says that it is even safe on sensitive metals like copper, aluminum, and chrome. So that's what I was looking for. Some of them are real acidic, and they tell you specifically not to use it on aluminum or leathers or I forget. But there's quite a few to choose from, but I just ran across this and decided to try it. So, and I did dilute it. This stuff you can spray right on whatever you're cleaning, but I did dilute it, and I have it filled up somewhere in between the minimum and maximum level. You can see the max here, the minimum's way down there. I did that knowing that when I start submersing these parts, the level is going to go up a little bit. And plus, when I finish taking this one apart, you know, just looking at it like this, it's going to be sticking up out of the solution. Maybe that way. Yeah. But maybe I'll put it something like that. It should sit down at the bottom, and it looks like this very top part of it's going to be sticking out of the solution. But this is a test, so I'm gonna put it on and test it. I believe one of the settings, they say a normal one is 180 seconds. It's only 3 minutes, but I think I might do it in 3-minute increments, you know, so I'll check it every 3 minutes and see how it does, you know, so when I tackle this one, I'll know if I need to leave it in for 5 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever. But this machine, it got decent reviews, and so I decided to try it. Got a good price on it. So without further ado, I'm going to finish taking this apart, and we'll get everything put in there, and we'll check the results. Alright, so I got everything in there, most everything. A lot of the stuff here with the gaskets and the diaphragms I did not put in. I'm just doing at 180 second intervals. with the heat. And you can see the carburetor still popping up a bit, and so the lid is not sitting completely. I'm just going to rotate that around. But all the rest of the little pieces are in there. And what I did, I mean, it has that plastic grate under there. But you can see I put all the little parts inside the covers. Took all the gaskets off, and I even put the float in there also. But we'll see what happens. We'll take a quick look and take a look what it does each cycle. Alright, that's the first cycle. Turn that off, turn the heat off. And it's kind of warm, not really hot. And so far I can't really tell a difference. Well, I don't know. It is getting a little cleaner there, especially back here on this tab and over here. You can see where I put the parts in there. You can see all the little residue that's starting to build. So it is starting to work. That's good. On the outside, same thing. So let's cycle it again. And I'm sure it's going to take more than 3 minutes. I just want to kind of gauge it, and then this next big carburetor, I'll have a better idea of what to go with it. So let's heater's on. Let's see, set 280, 380, 480, and it's going in. These are increments of seconds: 180 seconds, 280, 380, 480. Back to 90. So I'm going to do 180 again. So you can see, yeah, there's a lot of residue building up. Looks like everything is getting really clean. So far, so good. Not bad, not bad. Let's take a look at this. So you can see where from here down was in there. And you can see how the difference in from here down is getting clean. Yep, down in there it's getting clean. This still needs a lot to go though. But it's starting to work, and you can kind of see. Let me get the camera down in there. You can see how the fluid is starting to discolor. It was crystal clear, but you can see it's getting a lot of that stuff off. And what I did, I diluted this stuff. With this stuff, I think you can spray it on there. It doesn't need to be diluted if you're just going to clean your engine. But with this stuff, you know, I mixed it about, what would I say, about 10 or 15 parts to one, 10 or 15 parts water to that, and it looks like it's doing okay. But everything's warm. I'm going to run it without the heat this time. I don't want to burn that up the first time I use this thing. So let's go back to 180 and start it again. Okay, so that's the end of cycle number 3. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Even the screws. There's the float needle or plunger. Not bad. Well, so far I'm pretty pleased. And it feels, the temperature wise right now is just over lukewarm, right? It's not hot, but it is warm. Not bad. I'm going to turn this around and get the other side going. Alright, there's the end of cycle number 4. So all these pieces here, all the little jets and needles and the screws, these have gone through 4 cycles. So roughly 12 minutes on and off. This side had 3 cycles on one side and 1 cycle on the other, on the main housing. So I'm definitely going to keep doing that and rotating it around. But I think I'm going to go ahead and take these out. And dry them off. But you can see in there, everything's looking really good in there. So I'll put this over here. Yeah, and you can see how, oh, yeah, you can see the discoloration on the fluid there. Went from crystal clear to that. So I would say it worked pretty well. Now this is my first time doing it, so I was experimenting with the length of time to run each cycle. But I also need to experiment with different fluids. This seemed to work pretty well, and I did dilute it. So I might try some other ones. I mean, it's trial and error, and I'm sure there's plenty of them out there that will do a really good job. It's just trial and error and get whatever preference you want. But that one did pretty good. This one is going to be another story. I'm going to go ahead and assemble this carburetor, and I'm going to start this one and see what happens. I mean, I'd be surprised if I can revive that one. Well, I take that back. I think I can revive this one, but I think it will need a rebuild kit on it also. But well, that's it. That was the first cleaning on the new machine.